Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's great to have you here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the upcoming Rugby Union Test match at Murrayfield in Scotland between the Australian Wallabies and the Scottish team. Video we're going to be talking about the clash that's coming up on Saturday night at Murrayfield in Scotland between the Australian Wallabies and the Scottish national team. It's going to be a really thrilling encounter, and after the Wallabies underperformed in this Rugby Championship competition, I should say, down under, they'll be looking for a little bit of redemption and getting their northern tour off to a good start against the Scottish team. On the other hand, Scotland are facing a few challenges in this particular match. They haven't got the players that play abroad available for this particular game due to regulations, so they're going to have to go in with a fairly big changed lineup on Saturday night. Nevertheless, Gregor Townsends and his team have beaten the Australian Wallabies the last 3 times in Scotland, so it's going to be a big task perhaps for the Australian Wallabies to turn up and win this particular match. I'm picking the Wallabies will win this match. I think they learnt a lot about themselves during that Rugby Championship competition, and I think Dave Rennie is going to have these boys up for a bit of motivation when it comes to their Northern Hemisphere tour. And I'm expecting the Wallabies, in fact, to win this match by about 20 points. And 2 reasons for that. I just think the Wallabies are going to have more continuity coming off that season they've had down under. And Michael Hooper's back in the team as well. That's going to make a big difference. I'm sure that guy is a phenomenal rugby player, but he's also a good leader. He's not going to be captain. James Skipper is going to remain the captain of the team, but I'm sure with Hooper's influence and experience around the pack and around the field in general, he's going to add a lot to this Wallaby team as they run out on Saturday night at Murrayfield. Always a fantastic occasion to see a Rugby Union Test match at Murrayfield in Scotland. Over the years there have been some phenomenal games there from teams from down under, and I'm sure that this clash on Saturday night is going to be no different at all. So a big Wallaby win by 20 points or more, I'm predicting. I just don't think the Scots are going to start off really fast this season and have too much momentum going into this match, whereas the Wallabies are coming off that Rugby Championship season. Even though they didn't have the outcome that they wanted to have, I think they've got enough momentum there to be able to turn this around and have a strong game against the Scottish. I'm going to be reviewing this match in another video after the game, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button on this channel, do so, and I'll keep you up to date not only with Rugby Union results and games around the world, but also other major sporting events as well. So Australia versus Scotland, Murrayfield on Saturday night. Who do you pick to win this game, and how many points do you think is going to be in it? And more importantly, how do you think this game is going to be won? Do you think it's going to be a forward tussle, or do you think it's going to be a very offensive team? Both teams like to run the ball, and depending on conditions on Saturday night at Murrayfield, we'll see whether these teams decide to throw the ball around. Australia has a very strong backline, an attacking backline with lots of flair. They haven't been able to use it to the optimal level, except for against Argentina in the Rugby Championship series, so it's going to be interesting to see whether they can get to do that on Saturday night. So until the next video, stay tuned for more news on this particular match, and don't forget to drop me a comment on who you think is going to win the match on Saturday night from Murrayfield between the Australian Wallabies and the Scotland national team. Until next time, stay well, and don't forget to love rugby. See you soon.